When a country names a weapon after a dead man, the weapon is no longer just ordnance. It is a statement. Iran's IRGC said it deployed a new multi-warhead ballistic missile in the 65th wave of Operation True Promise 4. The missile is called the Nasrallah. Named after Hassan Nasrallah, the Hezbollah leader Israel killed in a devastating airstrike on Beirut in September 2024. That assassination was supposed to be the end of a chapter. Israel's leadership celebrated it as a decisive blow to the resistance axis. About a year and a half later, the man's name is being used by Iranian state media for a missile claimed in a strike on Israeli refineries. The chapter did not end. It became a weapon designation. Iranian state media describes the Nasrallah as an upgraded guided variant linked to the Qadr family. But those specifications still sit in Tehran's version of events. Multi-warhead means it carries more than one payload per missile, multiplying the interception challenge for each launch. Precision-guided means it is designed to hit specific coordinates, not scatter across a general area. If those claims hold, the Nasrallah represents a step forward in Iran's declared effort to field missiles that are harder to stop and more accurate when they arrive. Whether the specifications match the rhetoric is something only the impact data and independent analysis can confirm. But the IRGC is presenting it as their most capable guided missile to date. The IRGC said it targeted refineries in Haifa and Ashdod. Reuters reported damage in Haifa, but there was no immediate word that Ashdod had been hit. Haifa is home to the country's largest refinery complex and a critical naval port. If Iran is aiming at energy infrastructure inside Israel, not just military targets, the target philosophy has shifted. The same country that struck Gulf refineries after South Pars is now claiming to aim at Israeli refineries with a missile named after the man Israel killed to decapitate Hezbollah. The symmetry is deliberate. Energy for energy, name for name. The wave did not stop at Israel. The IRGC said it also reached US-linked sites in the Gulf, naming positions in Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and the UAE, alongside facilities in Fujairah. The exact base list and operational roles should stay attributed to Iranian claims unless independently confirmed. The IRGC said it used medium-range Qiam and Zulfiqar systems alongside heavier platforms. The declared geographic footprint of the 65th wave stretches from the Mediterranean coast to the Gulf of Oman. The IRGC said the 65th wave deployed an array of its most powerful systems: multi-warhead Qadr missiles, Khaybar Shekan, Emad, and Hajj Qasim, alongside the new Nasrallah. That is 6 named missile families in a single operation, not counting the medium-range systems and what Iran described as destructive kamikaze drones. Each missile type forces a different defensive response. Each warhead type creates a different interception problem, and the multi-warhead systems, if they perform as described, force the defense to track multiple objects from a single launch, consuming interceptors at a rate that the stockpile was not designed to sustain over 65 waves. Hezbollah, already back in this war since early March, launched a fresh barrage of missiles and rockets into Israeli territory in parallel with the IRGC's 65th wave. The timing created a single frame: a missile named after Nasrallah being fired by the IRGC while Hezbollah simultaneously launches its own barrage. Whether the parallel fire reflected operational coordination or simply overlapping campaigns is an open question. But the optics were constructed to deliver one image: Nasrallah's name is still in the war. His people are still in the war. And the missile that carries both just debuted. The Financial Times published a detailed chart showing the cumulative scale of Iranian attacks on the UAE. The numbers are staggering. FT and Reuters data both show the UAE has been among the hardest hit Gulf states, with Reuters citing official figures of 1,440 drones and 253 ballistic missiles by early March. Exact cross-GCC comparisons should stay cautious because not every country has released full totals. But the scale of fire the UAE has absorbed is extraordinary for a country that says it is not a combatant. The UAE did not publicly join the strikes and has denied Iranian allegations that it helped facilitate them. and yet it has absorbed an extraordinary volume of Iranian fire. The strikes, Iran says, target US military installations on Emirati soil. But the damage extends to civilian and commercial sites, and the economic implications for a country that positioned itself as the Gulf's most stable business hub are severe. The targeting of the UAE is strategic, not accidental. The country is a critical node in global commerce, linking Eastern and Western economies through its ports, financial centers, and trade infrastructure. Military experts warn that continued strikes on Emirati territory could disrupt global energy supplies, trade routes, and financial networks. Iran's strategy appears designed to test the global perception of its power while maximizing economic pressure on countries aligned with Washington. By hitting the UAE harder than any other Gulf state, Tehran is sending a message not just to Abu Dhabi, but to every multinational, shipping line, and insurer that depends on Gulf stability. The stability you priced into your models no longer exists. Fujairah is one of the world's largest oil storage and bunkering hubs, sitting outside the Strait of Hormuz on the Gulf of Oman. Even a reported threat there carries market consequences. It affects the insurance premium of every tanker that docks there. Every time a missile lands near a commercial port, the cost of doing business in the Gulf goes up. And that cost is measured not in damage reports, but in Lloyd's of London rate adjustments. The 65th wave arrived after a rapid sequence. In Wave 63, the IRGC said it targeted 80 locations across central and southern Israel, including Rishon LeZion, Ramlah, Ramat Gan, Bnei Brak, Bat Yam, and Holon. The IRGC said pinpoint systems, multi-warhead munitions, and kamikaze drones were used. Wave 64, launched the following day, claimed targets including the Ben Gurion airport area, Haifa refineries, and what the IRGC described as the US Fifth Fleet. Reuters confirmed debris damage near Ben Gurion, but the broader target package and the Fifth Fleet claim remain inside Iranian statements. 3 waves, 3 days. The declared target list now includes an international airport zone, oil refineries, residential suburbs, naval assets, and military bases in 5 countries. The pace is no longer weekly or daily. It is wave upon wave within hours. The IRGC's statement included a claim that since the beginning of Wave 63, over 5 million residents of Israel have been confined to shelters. That number has not been independently verified, but Israel's Home Front Command restrictions, documented in earlier waves, have kept schools closed across central Israel, limited gatherings, and required shelter access for all public activity. Whether the number is 5 million or fewer, the reality is that a significant portion of Israel's population has been living under missile alert conditions for weeks. The shelter is not a temporary measure, it is daily life, and the waves that send people into those shelters are arriving faster than the all-clear signals that let them out. Return to the name, Nasrallah. Every time the IRGC fires this missile, it is not just delivering a warhead, it is delivering a reminder. A reminder that the man Israel killed in September 2024 now has his name inscribed on the weapons being aimed at Israeli cities. A reminder that assassination did not end the threat, it renamed it. The Israeli strike that killed Nasrallah was celebrated by Netanyahu as a decisive blow to Hezbollah. A year and a half later, the IRGC is firing a missile called Nasrallah at the refineries that fuel Netanyahu's economy. The symbolism is not subtle. It is not meant to be. It is meant to be the one thing about Wave 65 that every viewer remembers after the tactical details fade. 65 waves, each one dedicated to a different group of Iranian dead, each one introducing a different weapon or expanding the target list. The Sejil arrived in Wave 54, the Haj Qasem in Wave 59, and now the Nasrallah in Wave 65. By Tehran's own declared pace, the campaign is signaling no visible ceiling yet. Whether the wave count reflects actual operational tempo or is inflated for information purposes, the message is the same. The IRGC wants the world to believe it can sustain this indefinitely. Nasrallah the man is dead. Nasrallah the missile just debuted. Haifa's refineries are named as targets. Ashdod's fuel terminals are on the list. US bases across 4 countries absorb fire wave after wave. The UAE has taken more hits than every other Gulf state combined. Hezbollah is back in the fight, launching alongside the IRGC for the first time in recent memory. And somewhere in Iran, the next missile is being loaded, the next wave is being numbered, and the next name is being chosen. Because in this war, the dead do not stay buried. They become weapons. Nasrallah, Soleimani, the Dana sailors, the factory workers, the aerospace engineers, the children of Minab. Every name Iran has lost has become a name written on a missile or a wave dedication. The war of attrition is also a war of memory, and memory in Tehran's hands is ammunition. Subscribe to WLA for daily geopolitical analysis.